Griffith here. Welcome to tonight's K&M Squared. Season closing in on us, but some off-field news has really dominated the headlines. Oklahoma and Texas en route to the SEC. And Kenny, I'll start with you. I know you were recruited by Oklahoma. I guess I would ask you about your thoughts on Oklahoma coming to the SEC and Texas coming to the SEC. And what do you think about that?
Well, I think both the teams are good teams, so I don't see why not they shouldn't be able to come to the SEC. Yes, I was recruited by Oklahoma. There was one of the schools I was going to attend. I feel like they have a great program over there. The facility is nice. The coaching staff is, they're nice. They get you fully developed for the next level over there, especially offense, because I feel like they got a great offensive scheme over there. Definitely for running backs. I feel like them attending the SEC would be, a great idea so that they can get a taste of, what the SEC really like, feel like the team that they playing over there is not, as developed as the teams over here in the SEC. I feel like the SEC is, it's like the NFL kind of, so like just bringing them on over, just adding them on, it's going to be kind of like a full, NFL season. So, developing these guys another way into going to the next level. So I feel like adding them on wouldn't be a bad idea.
Like Kenny said, the SEC is kind of like an NFL type atmosphere. So, being able to come in and, play NFL talent week in and week out, that definitely be a great thing, them coming to the SEC. But I feel like it'll just be a good opportunity just to, play, I would say a different group of players, because, the SEC, that's what they call grown man football type of thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's basically almost like a preparation for the NFL type of thing. So it'd be great for both programs. Both programs are historically, powerhouses in their conferences. And I feel like, moves like this, is only the beginning for, I would say, conference switches. I feel like, as time continues to go on, I feel like they're going to keep switching around conferences, and eventually there's going to be, I would say like a power conference type of thing where it's like, the top teams in it. That's how I feel like it's going to eventually turn out. But those two teams come to the SEC, that would definitely be a good situation.
I feel like it'll be more interesting as well. Teams maybe be able to lose 2 games and still be able to make it to the playoffs. It depends on how the rules go as they come along. I feel like it'll make the SEC a lot more, interesting and fun to see these teams compete week every. You know what I'm saying? So I see them coming over. It would be a good idea.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. You mentioned the playoff, and I would ask you this. There's been some talk about, well, if there's a playoff, then the players will have to play maybe 16, 17 game seasons. You guys are both key players. The wear and tear on running backs. Would the extra games concern you, or would you prefer to have the longer season so that you could have the expanded playoff?
Well, I'll start that one off. To be honest, I feel like, because I've been talking about this with a few of my friends, I feel like they should move it to a 16 playoff brackets where it's almost like the first top 2 ranked teams, they kind of get a bye week in a sense, you know what I mean? And, just doing it that way, because at the end of the day, you're probably playing, it's basically the same amount of games, I feel like, during the season if you're going to make it to the playoffs. And I feel like by that, it'll actually allow, all the top teams to really get a chance, because only 4 teams getting a chance. You're not really getting, all the best teams that have the best opportunity to win the championship. So I feel like a 6-game bracket, I feel like that'll be, a good move for college football.
I agree with that, actually. All these games, we develop them for the NFL, but like at the end of the day, we're still in college, and having the wear and tear on our bodies at this level can be a lot. So I feel like the bye week will allow, teams to, catch up on whatever they have to do that week, and just be another bye week that teams can just get healthy. So I agree with that.
With adding Oklahoma and Texas, we wonder about how often you play other schools. And Georgia's one of the schools that's got a lot of rivals. South Carolina considers Georgia a rival, but we think of Florida, we think of Tennessee, we think of Auburn, some think of Georgia Tech. What about to you guys? How important are rivalry? I know they're all big games, but do the rivalry games stand out, or is that really more for the fans, or do you guys have a taste for rivalry games yet?
I feel like it's more for the fans because at the end of the day, we're still looking at this team how we would look at any other team, how we would prepare for them, how we would prepare for any other team. So just because it's labeled as a rival, it doesn't really mean that we're coming in here any different. I believe the fans take it to another level, like seeing each other, cursing each other out, stuff like that. I feel like that what brings the excitement to the game, and the fans are a big part of it, part of the excitement in the game. So I feel like the fans really, really brings the rival to another level.
No, I totally agree with Kenny on that one. I feel like the way I prepare for a game, I feel like I treat every team the same, because the moment, this is how I feel personally, the moment that you put a team, you either overestimate a team or you underestimate a team, that's where you already went wrong yourself. So, I try to prepare every week the same. And I feel like, fans initially is what makes rivalry games. But, at the end of the day, we're playing on the field. So we have a result, or the atmosphere, it affects us. So it kind of gives us the fans energy type of thing. And, it puts that, what the fans see in a rivalry game, it kind of makes us see the same type of thing. So I feel like, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, it's like a balance between both the fans and the athletes, because the fans initially have an impact on the athletes, because, that game day atmosphere, when it's rivalry week, the atmosphere goes up by 10. So, the players most definitely have an impact on the energy the fans provide.
How you feel when you first attended a college game, like your first time stepping on the field, Kendall? I don't know about you, but for me, it felt like I was in a video game, like all the fans being there just staring at us, especially once you get the ball and all the eyes on you, all the attention is on you, just, no better.
It's crazy feeling.
Guys, they're all 100 yards. All the stadiums are 100. Fields are 100 yards long, same width. All green field. But other than Sanford Stadium, is there a stadium that you can't wait to play in, or that you've already played in that you really love? And two, what has been the coolest stadium that you've played in so far, and what makes a stadium cool for players?
I'd say Tennessee. Playing at Tennessee was like one of the loudest stadiums I ever attended. Just every play you got to be locked in, and you got to be very clued and dialed in, because all the fans are just rattling every play, every quarter. So like just going there, hearing that, how loud it was something different. I never experienced it before playing in the game. So what makes it loud is just the fans just, loving their team, cheering on for their team, even though when they're, down and stuff like that, they still there cheering and making it, loud and hard for us to, focus and communicate on the sideline and stuff like that. So just going to the Tennessee.
Yeah. I feel like so far, I'm only a freshman, and with COVID and everything, my experience with college football has been very limited. But I feel like the most fun stadium that I've been in was probably that Alabama game, just because it's like I remember the running backs, we warm up right in front of the student section, and their student section is, throwing peanuts, throwing all type of stuff at us during warm up and everything. And before half, we had there was that little situation where we were in the tunnel when they were kicking the field goal. So it was just like the energy from the fans, and just like it was that college football atmosphere that you hear about on TV, and you hear about, the rowdy fans and everything like that. And, that big stadium, it was just a fun atmosphere. But I would say my favorite stadium that I played in so far was I like the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, because that's just futuristic. Like that stadium, that was really the start of a new era of stadiums, as you can see across the NFL. Everybody's starting to build these super domes and, that type of thing. And that stadium, playing in there, it was really a blessing, because, not many people get the opportunity to play in a stadium like that. And, it was just a fun experience.
Definitely.
You guys mentioned COVID last year, and obviously there wasn't, there were restricted fans there. Is locked in and focused. Did that make a difference? Do you think that took away? I know you guys have both talked about the energy, but do you think that takes away that greatly, Kenny? I mean, once the game kicked off, did you notice, wow, this is really different, or are you so locked in that it didn't really matter as much as you might have thought?
Well, like I said, the way we approach the game is not different if fans were there or not. We practice that way. We develop that way every week. So really, it was no different because I'm locked into my responsibility, what I need to do on the field, and it's just the fact that hearing that the fans as you running the ball is the exciting part, just to get the crowd loud and cranked up and stuff like that. That's just what was missed. And I feel like really much them not being there didn't really stop anything. I feel like we still had a goal to achieve, and I feel like the fans really didn't stop it, but they're definitely a plus to the game. So
yeah, I feel like for me, like I said, my time in college football has been very different from a lot of people. I didn't get to enjoy the 100,000 fans. I didn't get to go through the true dog walk. I didn't get to have a bowl weekend. So, the experience that I had, I feel like it'll be, a different feeling once the stadiums open back up in its full capacity. But at the end of the day, when I'm on the field, I don't think about the fans. I don't think about, what's going on, how many people are in the stadium. It's just football at that point. So, I feel like to a certain point, it'll be it'll have an impact. But, for me, I'm one of those people that once I'm on the field, like everything's almost tuned out to a point. So, that's how I feel about it.
Definitely keeping the main thing.
Exactly.
The Olympics are going on. And listen, I know, you guys have so much schoolwork. You have practices, workouts, lives. Have you been able to watch any Olympics? Question one. And two, if you were going to try out for the Olympics, what Olympic event do you think you would want to try out for that you could make?
I seen the U.S. basketball team losing a lot. So after, watching a few of those games, I really stopped watching it. So it wasn't as interesting anymore. So one of the, I say I'll try long jump. I feel like I can jump out that, the sand pit. I feel like I can jump a little far, float in the air a little bit while I'm gliding. So I feel like that'll be one. I did it before, really middle school. I did it in middle school, my first time doing it. And I remember jumping like a 20, you feel me, one time. And that was one thing I like doing, just jumping and stuff like that. So I fell in love with that.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't really watched the Olympics this year. Right now, with our football schedule, your time that you're really free is, limited. So most times I'm just doing schoolwork or I'm sleeping, something like that. But if I had to choose an Olympic event, that's a tough one. I'd say probably the relay, but like that track speed is different though. So I don't know. I'll just watch from the bleachers.
What leg would you want to run?
Like the third leg, so it's not like too much like
the curve.
Let me run the first or the third. I don't want, because the 1 and the 4, that's where people get snatched, and I don't want to be all over Twitter talking about K Milk got snatched.
They hit 26 miles per hour.
You said what?
They running 26 miles per hour.
That's what I'm saying. Like, those boys are actually moving, and it's
different.
It's not what we call moving to football standards. Different type of fast. So, I'll let them boys be great what they're great at.
Definitely.
I guess I got to ask you. I got to ask you about Arian Smith. When we were talking with Eric Stokes a few months ago, he said that guy's on another level, and then Stokes goes out and runs a 4.26. I mean, does Arian, is it that obvious out there? Because there's a lot of fast guys out there.
Listen.
I know Arian's definitely one of those people. You know, we in football practice we have those little GPSs on, and everybody, you know, you hit a 22 miles per hour, you stoked. You know, you hit a 21, you happy. Well, Arian comes in here and he'll run a 24 miles per hour. You know what I mean? So it kind of there's definitely that separation of speed, and it's evident. Everybody knows who the fastest one out there is. You know, it's no question, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Arian, one of those guys that stands out just by the way he walks. You can just tell he's one of those speedsters, you know, the way his legs built, you know, skinny legs, you know what I'm saying? You can just tell he's one of those track guys that play football and he actually goes out there and proves it because, like, he can move, man, really. Like he said, he out there running 24 like it's nothing, like a couple of steps and he hitting it just a little burst. You know, when you take that long, it's crazy. I can't even explain it. Yeah.
You and a Georgia assistant coach are stranded on a deserted island, trying to figure out how to get back to civilization. Which assistant coach do you want it to be and why?
That's easy. I'm going with Ryan Williams. He played quarterback, so, you know, they got to be one of the smartest players on the field. They, you know, got to be quick on their feet, decisive real quick. So I feel like he would be a real key to help me get back. You know, he'll have a knowledge, wisdom, I say, to, you know, find the right paths to go, you know, to help me find the island. So I feel like Ryan Williams would be the one for me.
I would say mine would be Coach Cochran, mainly because everything that we do, I know he's gonna be passionate about it. I know he's gonna be all in. There's no questions about it. And, you know, he's one of those dudes that just by his voice, it fires you up. So, you know, by what he says, I might run through a brick wall or something. So I feel like Coach Cochran, he'll be one of those dudes that, you know, at the time on the island, it's gonna be enjoyable, but we gonna get it done and find a way off.
All right, here's another one for you. You and a Georgia assistant coach are lost in the jungle when a tiger jumps out from behind a tree. Which assistant coach do you want standing beside you to fight it off?
Who you think? I'm gonna say Eddie. Eddie, he's a big dude. Eddie can move. Eddie can really move for his size, and I feel like he'll take up a lot of space. The tiger try to come attack me, he gonna be right there, you know, grab him or something like that. You feel me? So I feel like Eddie would be, you know, the one I call.
I call Coach Luke, because them linemen, all they practice is hands. So I'm gonna rely on Coach Luke when that tiger jump. I need that hand placement.
Yeah,
Feet work, definitely.
That's really
hand
good.
placement and strike.
You know that. Both of them athletic. Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
They really the athletic ones. I ain't gonna lie to you. Some athletic players on the team. Like,
Sure.
All right, next one. Finish this sentence. The last teammate I'd want to face in a one-on-one hitting drill is
Jordan Davis.
Yeah,
I feel like with Jordan, like, there's no winning. Like, he's too big. He's really a brick wall. Like,
Devontae like a pit bull, man. I'm telling you, net like one, wide, big, he fast. You know, like if you run into him for a head on, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even Jalen Carter though.
Definitely.
Jalen Carter, that boy, he's solid. You know, he's fully solid.
Yeah.
So you have to come with it against him.
Oklahoma or Texas?
Oklahoma.
Coffee or hot chocolate?
Hot chocolate.
Iced tea or soda?
Iced tea.
Neither.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Ocean or lake?
Ocean.
East Coast rap or West Coast rap?
Be honest. Yeah.
Say the question again.
East Coast rap or West Coast rap?
Definitely not West Coast, East Coast.
Man, I made this debate all the time. We really started this whole culture that y'all talking about. Like, man, NWA, Snoop, all them boys back in the day, them boys really, y'all seen Tupac was claiming LA, like, come on.
You talking about NWA, Snoop, all that.
Listen, we the foundation.
I ain't going look, y'all can have that. That ain't what look at him. At the end of the day, that East Coast was different every time.
Yeah, we the foundation.
So that y'all just got one little style, one little, don't nobody listen to that.
Nobody listen to Roddy?
Huh?
Nobody listen to Roddy?
When the last time he dropped the album?
Okay.
Nobody been listening to him lately.
Okay.